All right, so a little bit of a impromptu secondary show today. I was so disappointed with how the audio turned out. I've moved the microphone. It's now on my hat up here. I'm hoping it sounds a little bit better. I'm pretty sure that at certain points it was down here on my neck and bumping up against this metal or this piece right here that's kind of around my neck for the magnet for the camera, the iPhone. So I was really disappointed in that. So what I've done is I've taken the Staff's coffee, I've ground it up. It is now in here, and it looks a little bit darker. So prepared it in the normal way. We are going to get the coffee wet because the water's done now. I think this might be a better way to do this, just to get, I hate to say get through the coffees, but there are quite a few here that I would just want to taste. So this might be the best way to do that. All right, so we're going to bloom, and I remembered bloom now, because I completely forgot the word bloom. Steep, I had all the other words, and lost all of them, and hopefully just put a little more in here. It doesn't look like it's coming out the bottom, does it? It's just kind of just sitting there blooping. Degassing. Look at that. Sucking the water down. All those lovely words that we like to use. And I was talking about the blooming stuff with Lance Hedrick, and how some people are doing a 2-minute bloom and it's bringing out more flavor to the coffee, so on and so forth. So we're going to give that a try, I think, at some point. Right now, I just want to kind of get through everything. So we're going to do another 400 here. So this is about 32 grams of coffee. And we're going to put through in a couple different pulses about 400 grams of water, or milliliters of water. So talking about the cacao farm, and the amazing things that we saw and did. So I mentioned this. This is 70% cacao with mandarin orange in it. Ooh, look at the color. That's a pretty color. Add some more here. I guess I didn't really show off the bed. Let's do about 250. There we go. I guess I didn't show off the bed of the last one. The bed was kind of nice. There's also these chocolates. They've got a fruit in the middle of them. I don't quite remember what the fruit was. I do know that the fruit has some seeds in it, which is very interesting. We also got one bag of 100% cacao. Somewhere we have a bag of 100% cacao in ball form like this, and I was very excited about it because I'm going to use it to make espresso with. So that should be a lot of fun. And if I can get this going with this microphone, I can set up the GoPro underneath the espresso machine and try to get some shots of it going through that 100% cacao to see if that tastes good or not. We'll find out. It is very unique to have chocolate straight from a chocolate farm. It's just the coolest thing. And the size of the pods, you would be amazed at how big. Well, I mean, you don't have to be amazed. I'll show you. Here are the size of the pods. They are big. And the fruit inside, or I guess the seeds, are surrounded by a mucilage, just like a coffee cherry, except as you kind of know, they can come out in strings. They're just beautiful, like pearls, strings of pearls when they come out of the pods. But they taste, some of them tasted like lemon. There was a variety that tasted just straight up like lychee. And then once you dissolve the mucilage around the seed pod is what holds the cacao bean or almond, and the almond, you break apart the Well, you toast it first. Actually, you get to the point where the mucilage is all gone, and then it kind of sits and ferments for about the same length as fermenting um, coffee beans. And what's really funny is she took us into the little hut where they had it was a greenhouse basically where it was super hot, and it smelled like fermenting things. It was absolutely fascinating how it just smelled like fermenting things. And they were just, they were fermenting both coffee and cacao in there. So and then they would take it and then they would toast it and they would toast the cacao. And the most amazing thing is how delicious tasted cacao beans or almonds taste. Because you'd break off the outside shell, which would break off a lot easier because everything's toasted, and then the inside is all toasty, like almost like an almond, except not as fibrous as an almond. Almonds, you can sit there and chew on an almond for like an hour. At least I can. The texture of almonds is definitely, it's become the worst nut in the bag of mixed nuts now. I mean, I used to be peanuts. I used to be like, I'm tired of all these peanuts. Well, not tired of all the peanuts anymore. Now it's all about the almonds. The almonds are just, I can't sit and chew on an almond. But the consistency is delicious. It's just, just bite, and it's toasty, and it's nutty, and it's not bitter. It's just a delicious, crunchy thing. I wouldn't eat too many of them because it's 100% cacao, but they're delicious. The toasted seeds are, and then you send that through a grinder. Several passes. We only did 7 passes for our chocolate, but you would put it through like dozens and dozens of passes until it becomes smooth, and then you add an amount of sugar along with the nuts before you start grinding, and then you grind them, and then that's basically your chocolate. So it's just basically those cacao seeds or almonds and sugar, and then it's just ground up, and then that's it. For basic cacao, your Hershey's is going to add a lot more stuff. They're going to add like milk or some kind of lactose or something like that to the product in order to get more out of the cacao that they're putting into it. So, it's milk chocolate, but basic chocolate and sugar actually tastes amazing. And I'm really surprised, honestly. Ooh, that's almost got like a cherry smell to it. Ooh, that's nice. I'm honestly surprised that there's not more people out there putting just roasted cacao almonds just to eat, because they're delicious. And each pod, and I'll show you there's so many pods on a tree. It's actually fantastic. The biggest issue they're facing right now is with global warming. Prior to all of this stuff happening, there used to be a rainy season, so you could basically predict when you're going to get the most cacao out of your trees. Because there was a rainy season, and then during that season, there would be the most. But unfortunately, with the global warming, rainy seasons have become unpredictable, and they can, there could be a rainy spot for a week in the springtime rather than in the normal fall. So there's just a lot going on with the weather down there. So it yields weird, uneven harvests, both coffee beans and cacao and any other fruit that might be coming from Colombia. I know we get a lot of bananas from Colombia, at least at the Costco. The Costco bananas are Colombia bananas. So, because of those weather changes, they are seeing a lot more irregularity with regards to crops being produced. So, and it's hard to track because it's unpredictable. The rainy seasons now are pretty unpredictable. Okay, so this is the Stoff's coffee, Guatemala, 100% Arabica, and we're going to see because it smelled very cherry. Ooh, it's very toasty. Um, I do get a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure if there was fruity notes in this supposedly or not, but I am getting a little bit of a cherry hit. But it's very kind of toasty. Um, much more, much more. I don't, bitter, as in not horrible bitter, but there's a little bit of a bitterness more than the last coffee, the Buna Fruta from Boston Stoker. There's a lot more of a bitterness, a lot less acidity, no tartness. Sweetness is kind of there because it kind of tastes a little bit of it like a cherry, kind of funky, but it's very toasty and very chocolatey. Mm. For my palate. Everybody's palate is different. So, all right. So that's your second coffee for the day. And that's probably enough coffee for me. I'll get this processed. We'll get it uploaded and hopefully it'll sound better. If it sounds better, then this is how we're going to go. If I want to go back to the iPhone tomorrow, we'll start back with the GoPro and just live in the 20 minutes that I'm allowed to film with the GoPro, at least until the adapter shows up. And then hopefully when the adapter shows up, we'll be able to better control the microphone output because the Bluetooth just doesn't seem to be the way to go, unfortunately. And, I probably should have thought of that before I made the purchase. I was just so excited to have the same microphone as everybody else that I didn't think it wouldn't come with an adapter for the iPhone. It only came with a USB-C adapter, and I just didn't think about that. So that's my fault, and nobody else's. But I'm still very glad to have it. And once the adapter gets here, I'm sure we'll be able to dial in a really nice audio uh, for the iPhone and for everything else. But until then, thank you again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the second coffee. I know I'm enjoying my second coffee. Stoff's is really tasty, really toasty. A lot darker, probably more of a medium roast, it seems like. And it's just very tasty and very nutty. I like it. It's very good. Uh yeah, oh boy, that second hit of caffeine has just got to me. And it's a pretty nice bed. I mean, I know I folded it up, but it was pretty flat. And you can see the fines were caught all the way around, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It looks like a little brownie. You could almost eat that. You're not going to, but you could almost eat that. We will talk to you tomorrow. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that this turned out a lot better. We'll see you later. Bye.